In this video, we're going to be looking at the law of diminishing returns. So what is the law of diminishing returns? Well, diminishing marginal productivity is a result of adding variable factors of production to a fixed factor of production. Okay, so basically our variable factors of production, we would say, would be like labor, because we can increase labor as much as we want. But our fixed factor of production in the short run is our capital, so our machines or our buildings, okay, which cannot be changed very easily. So if we keep hiring more labor units and we keep the level of capital fixed, we're going to experience the law of diminishing returns. So an example I'm going to give you now is, for example, let's say, for example, you hire a painter to come around and paint your house, okay? One painter says that they can do it in 8 days, okay? They can paint your whole house in 8 days. So logically, you might think 2 painters will take 4 days, 2 times less time, okay? But if we follow that logic, does that mean if we hire 10 painters, that it's going to take 0.8 days, so they're going to paint your whole house in less than a day? No, this doesn't make sense, because you are limited, the painters are limited by 1, the size of the house, 2, the number of rooms, and 3, the time it takes for the paint to dry. And there's also other inefficiencies as well. Imagine 10 painters crammed into a house trying to paint loads of different things. It's going to be a bit of a mess. So after this sort of point, between 2 and 10, we start to experience diminished marginal productivity. Okay, so just a side note as well, in the long run, don't forget, in the long run, there are only variable factors of production. So this whole concept doesn't apply. Okay, the law of diminishing returns is only applicable to the short run, because only in the short run do we have fixed factors of production. Okay, so yes, so the law of diminishing returns, if you want to think about it using this idea, then that's fine. If you want to come up with some other ideas and put them into the comment section, that's fine also, if you want to provide some examples yourself, if it helps your knowledge. So the law of diminishing returns, we can apply it to this diagram here. So this is the marginal product curve. Okay, so basically if we're adding more inputs, okay, the more inputs we add, what happens to the additional output that we're going to get? Initially, the more inputs we add, the level of extra output goes up. But after a point, this point here, the law of diminishing returns start kicking in, okay? And now we're hiring 3 painters or 4 painters, 5 painters, 6 painters, and the benefit that each painter brings is smaller and smaller every single time you hire an additional unit of labor, in this case painters. Okay, and it makes sense. If you're paying everybody the same wage, if there's falling productivity, that's going to cause your marginal costs to go up. The extra cost of adding painters to the house is going to be more when you think about how much they're actually able to produce for you. Okay, so falling productivity, as you can see here, leads to the marginal cost rising, and that explains the shape of the marginal cost curve. You might notice that it's just an inversion of the marginal product curve. Okay, hopefully this makes sense. That's the law of diminishing returns. Any questions, just leave them in the comment section below.